In this presentation, I will discuss defining resources in the Genero application server configuration file. Resources give you an opportunity to define a type of variable that you can then reference elsewhere in your configuration settings. For example, a common use of resources includes defining a resource for a directory path. Consider the resource shown here. Resource ID equals res.fgldir, source equals internal, and then the value of your FGL installation directory. This entry creates a resource with a tag of res.fgldir. The value of this resource is the directory path indicated within the resource tags. There are three ways to set the value of a resource. If you specify the source as internal, then the value for that resource is provided between the tags, such as our example showed above. If you specify the source as file, then the value for that resource is the contents of the file specified between the tags. You would provide both the path to the file and the file name itself. And if you specify the source as environ, then the value for that resource is the current setting of the environment variable specified between the tags. Once you have defined a resource, you can use it elsewhere in the Genero application server configuration file. You reference a resource by enclosing the resource ID in parentheses and starting it with a $sign. Once we've done this, if we change the location of our FGL-dir, we simply have to change the resource to point to a new directory. Elsewhere, where the configuration file used $sign res.fgldir, we can leave it as is, as it will resolve to reference the updated directory path. A resource is defined within the resource list element in one of the three sections: platform independent, WNT for Windows, or UNX for Unix. The reason for this differentiation is largely due to the difference in directory paths between Unix and Windows platforms. If a resource is defined as platform independent, it should be valid on either a Windows or a Unix system. You can reference a resource in the Genero application server configuration file. You can also reference a resource defined within the GAS configuration file within your external application configuration files.